Perhaps you're not the type to dominate conversations. Maybe you prefer to stay quiet, observing while others talk. And perhaps, because of that, you've been called shy, reserved, or even distant. But the truth is different. You don't speak little because you have nothing to say. You speak little because you're busy doing something few people manage to do, truly understanding what's happening. This video is not a diagnosis. It's not a clinical analysis. It's simply a calmer, more attentive look at a way of being that is often misinterpreted. If you recognize yourself in this behavior, perhaps you'll discover some hidden superpowers here that have always been within you, but that no one has taught you to see. If any part of this behavior seems familiar to you, share it in the comments. This is a quiet space to recognize yourself and better understand your own superpowers. The automatic way your eyes follow the micro expressions of the faces around you. Have you ever noticed how your eyes move when someone is talking? It's not that you're analyzing it on purpose. It's something that happens on its own. While the person speaks, you notice the corner of their mouth, the eyebrow that rises, the gaze that wanders for a second. These things go unnoticed by most people, but not by you. Perhaps you can't even explain what you saw, but something inside you has already registered it. A discomfort in the smile, a contradiction between what was said and how it was said. Your body picks up these signals even before you think about them. It's as if you have an automatic reading system working all the time, absorbing information that others don't even know exists. This isn't paranoia. It's not distrust. It's a silent superpower of perception. While others only hear the words, you read the entire context, the tone, the expression, the energy. And often, you understand more about what the person truly feels than they themselves can say. How does your body remain still while absorbing details that others ignore? When you're in a crowded place, a party, a family gathering, the work cafeteria, you might find yourself standing in a corner. Not because you're afraid or don't want to be there, but because, in that stillness, you can absorb much more than you would in the midst of the commotion. Your body knows this, even if you've never thought about it. While others move from one side to the other, you stand there, seemingly motionless, but internally active. You notice who avoids whom, who forced a smile, who left the room faster than usual. These small details accumulate in your mind, forming an emotional map of the environment that no one else can see. It's not that you're standing still out of shyness. You're standing still because that's how your body functions best. Immobility isn't absence, it's attentive presence. It's a silent way of being completely connected to what's happening around you, without needing to make noise to prove you're paying attention. The silent way you notice mood changes before people even speak up. Have you ever noticed that you can sense when someone isn't feeling well, even if they say everything is fine? Maybe it's a friend who replies "I'm great" in a slightly different tone, or a family member who comes home and, even though they haven't said anything, you already know something has happened. Your body picks up on these changes even before your mind can rationalize them. It's not magical intuition. It's an automatic reading you do all the time, usually without realizing it. The way a person closes a door, the way they sit, the time it takes them to answer a simple question. These signals come to you so naturally that sometimes it seems like you simply know, but in reality, you've observed them. This superpower of anticipating other people's moods can be tiring at times, because you carry information that no one has spoken aloud. But it's also a rare gift. While others only react after the problem explodes, you were already there, sensing the change in the air, ready to understand even before the words appeared. If you've noticed this way of reacting in yourself or someone close to you, right? This sounds like me. This helps this video reach more people who think and feel similarly. The way their long pauses reveal deep processing happening internally. Perhaps you've heard someone say, "You take too long to answer," or "Why do you stay silent for so long?" And maybe you don't even know how to explain it properly. The truth is, while others have already blurted out the first thing that came to mind, you're still internally organizing everything that needs to be considered before speaking. These long pauses aren't hesitation. They aren't insecurity. They're the time your mind needs to process layers of information that others don't even realize exist. You don't just answer the question, you think about the context, the tone, the intention behind the words. What might happen after your answer? It's a lot happening at the same time, but inside, while some might think you froze, you're actually doing something far more complex. You're building a complete understanding of the situation, and when you finally speak, it's usually something thoughtful, balanced, and much deeper than an automatic response. Your silence isn't empty, it's full of processing. How their silence acts as an antenna, picking up what is left unsaid in conversations. Have you ever noticed that when you're quiet during a conversation, you can perceive things that the person speaking doesn't, while others are focused on responding, defending their point of view, or waiting their turn to speak? You're there, silently, picking up on everything that wasn't said. The awkward pauses, the changes of subject, what someone avoided mentioning. Your silence is not passivity, it's an active way of being present. It functions like a sensitive antenna that picks up frequencies that go unnoticed in the rush of conversation. You notice when someone changes the subject, when they shift their tone when talking about a specific topic, when they force a laugh to disguise discomfort. All of this reaches you because you're not busy filling the space with your own words. And the most interesting thing is that often you understand the conversation better than the person speaking, because while they are caught up in what they want to say, you are free to perceive what is really being communicated, not just with words, but with everything that lies between them. The natural way you identify inconsistencies between words and body language. Perhaps you've been in a situation where someone said one thing, but something inside you felt off. The person said, "I loved it," but their body language conveyed something else. The smile didn't reach their eyes. Their arms were crossed. Their gaze wandered at the wrong moment. And you noticed. Even if you didn't say anything, you noticed. This ability to notice when words don't match the rest isn't distrust. It's an automatic reading your body does all the time. You don't need to study it, it just happens. While others believe what was said, you've already picked up on the silent contradiction between speech and posture, between tone of voice and facial expression. This superpower can be lonely at times because you see things that nobody else sees, but it's also a form of protection. You're rarely caught off guard because your body has already warned you beforehand. You don't ignore the signs, you read them with a clarity that few possess, even without ever having formally learned how to do so. The way your body relaxes when it's finally alone processing everything. After a whole day surrounded by people at work, at school, on the street, you might feel a physical need to be alone. Not because you don't like people, but because your body needs that moment to process everything it has absorbed. And when you finally close the bedroom door or sit in a quiet corner, something inside you finally relaxes. It's as if you've been holding on to something all day, and only now can you let go. Your shoulders slump, your breathing slows, your mind begins to organize everything it has absorbed, every conversation, every glance, every perceived tension. You're not running away from the world. You're emotionally digesting everything you've experienced, and that requires silence. This time alone isn't isolation, it's maintenance. It's your body's way of processing the intensity of the world without getting lost in it. While others recharge their energy by being with more people, you recharge by going inward, reorganizing everything, returning each thing to its internal place. And that's not weakness, it's the body's wisdom. How your stillness protects you from reacting before you truly understand the situation. Perhaps you've witnessed a tense situation where everyone reacted immediately with anger, defensiveness, judgment, and you remained silent, not because you agreed or disagreed, but because something inside you needed time. While others had already exploded or taken sides, you were still observing, trying to understand what was really happening. This stillness is a natural protection. It prevents you from reacting impulsively, from saying something you can't take back, from making a decision based only on the surface of the situation. Your body knows that first impressions aren't always the truest, and that's why it holds you back, keeps you silent until you've absorbed enough information to form a real understanding. It may seem slow to others, but it's actually intelligent caution. While many people regret what they said in the heat of the moment, you rarely experience that. Your quietness isn't omission, it's a sophisticated way of ensuring that when you finally speak or act, it will be based on deep understanding, not automatic reaction. If this explanation has made things clearer about your personality, please comment. Now I understand better. Your participation strengthens this self-awareness community. The way your mind files away behavioral patterns that others don't even notice. Have you ever noticed that you can remember small details about people that they themselves have forgotten? Perhaps you remember how someone reacted in a similar situation months ago, or you notice that a person always does the same thing when they are uncomfortable. While others see each moment in isolation, you connect the dots, forming a map of recurring patterns. Your mind works like a silent archive. Every reaction, every change of tone, every repeated gesture is stored without you having to make an effort. En devoir team, you begin predict behaviors, not because you are judging, but because you have seen that pattern before. You know when someone is going to back down, when they are going to explode, when they are going to pretend that everything is fine. This way of archiving patterns might seem like just a characteristic of your memory, but it's much more than that. It's a profound way of understanding people beyond their social masks. You're not dealing with edited versions, you're dealing with the real consistency of human behavior. And that gives you a clarity about others that few manage to have. The silent superpower of understanding true intentions simply by observing without judging. Perhaps your greatest superpower is this: you can understand people's true intentions without them having to say anything. It's not that you're looking for malice or distrusting everyone. It's that, precisely because you observe without judging, you grasp the truth behind actions. You perceive when someone is helping out of genuine kindness or out of obligation, when they are close out of affection or self-interest. This understanding doesn't stem from cynicism. It comes from clear observation, free from preconceived judgment. You don't label people before you truly know them. And it's precisely because you don't label them that you can see clearly. While others get stuck on first impressions or superficial explanations, you go deeper, reading the true intention behind every gesture, every word, every choice. And perhaps that's the rarest superpower of all: understanding without condemning, seeing the truth without turning it into a weapon. You simply know, and with this silent knowledge, you protect yourself, choose better who to trust, and navigate the world with a wisdom that doesn't need to shout to be real. Your silence has always known much more than the words of others could hide. If you've made it this far, you may have recognized yourself in some or all of these behaviors. And if you did, know that you're not alone. There are many people who function this way, who understand the world through silence, observation, and deep perception. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, there's something extraordinary about it. The world tends to value those who speak loudly, those who stand out, those who fill every space with words. But there is immense strength in those who know how to be quiet and still understand everything. You don't need to change that way of being. You just need to recognize the superpower that has always been there, hidden in your silence, in your ability to see beyond appearances, to understand without needing to ask. Perhaps you've never heard this before, but it's worth repeating. The fact that you speak little doesn't mean you understand little. Quite the opposite. It means you understand so much that you don't need to prove it to anyone. And that, in itself, is a rare wisdom. Have you ever noticed this type of behavior in yourself or someone you care about? Share your experience in the comments. Sometimes, just reading similar stories makes us feel much less alone. If you enjoy content that reveals the hidden superpowers in your personality, subscribe to the channel. Here, we look at common daily habits with a calmer, deeper, and more human perspective.